And those guys connected me because it was in the language that I speak.
The Clinton years, we saw the growth of hip-hop.
When Ye said George Bush doesn't care about black people, that was supremely important.
Black people were seen on television begging for help, and nobody came.
In 2020, Obama put me on his summer playlist.
He did need a validation of his blackness.
If you know, you know. Some people might have saw him do that and thought, oh, okay. They don't know that that was an anthem.
Welcome
let's
back.
get that dirt off your shoulders there. Yeah.
That was a
Jeezy.
clip from the new documentary Hip Hop and the White House, a film following the relationship between hip hop and politics.
So fascinating, right? And our next guest serves as the executive producer and narrator of the doc. Please welcome back to the show the legendary rapper, Jeezy. And looking good, by the way, man. I said you're doing something good.
Yeah, keep staying out the way.
Stay out the way. So tell us about this hip hop and the White House. How did it come together and why now?
I think now is timing. And I think that when you think about hip hop and politics, I mean, they basically rule our country and our world because they are, you know, when you think about politics, it's hip hop. Hip hop is just now 50. And think about how much influence we've had on politics. Most presidents aren't, they're older than 50 when they get in the White House. And hip hop is just 50, and look how much influence we had. So I think it's timing.
And did President Obama have something to do with, you know, just the norm of recognizing hip hop? I know you had a hit song, My President, but it was before Barack became president.
I wouldn't just say he had something to do with it. I think since the beginning, when you think about Eazy-E being the first one of us to go to the White House, LL Cool J, you know, those guys, it was already a connection there. And I think Barack just made it cool because he understood
that part, made it cool.
Yeah, he understood it when he, you know, that was like the back call. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys.
Why was it so important for you to be a part of this project?
I am hip-hop, I am entrepreneurship, I am culture, and I think even for myself, you know, I'm learning a lot, and I hope this documentary helps people to learn and understand politics because we don't really get politics on our end when we're growing up. We didn't know why the president was the president, why the city council is the city council and all these things. You just thought that's how the world worked. And watching this documentary will enlighten people, you know what I'm saying? It's very enlightening. It's very educational for somebody who doesn't understand hip-hop or politics.
So that was what I was just going to ask you. I mean, there may not be many people who don't know anything, but let's say you're coming to the genre of music cold.
Right.
What do you think, you know, maybe top 3 things that people will be surprised that they learn from this?
Oh, just how much hip-hop influence politics. You know, I mean, I personally know that myself. You know, when Joe Biden got in last term, you know, he had to come sit and talk to us personally. But you had to know we was the ones that got those votes. The black and the brown people were the ones that got those votes. You had to know that. And I'm not endorsing anybody, by the way. But I just think that, you know, hip hop has always had the ability to mobilize people. It's a movement. It's one person speaks, millions of people listen, and we're able to mobilize. And I think that that's the part that, you know, I want the world to see that, you know, we do have a power in our art form, and it's not just violence, and it's not just negative energy.
Thank you so much for being
Thank you guys
here
for
with
having
us.
me. April 22nd.
Yeah, and you can catch Anscape's Hip Hop in the White House premiering April 22nd, as he just said, exclusively on Hulu.